On a Whim.
Alright, hey guys! Welcome to another episode of On a Whim. This is episode 7!
7!
Woo!
You got it! I'm so proud of you.
Episode 7 of On a Whim, and we're going to be playing through Mario Odyssey today.
Mario Odyssey. I played through it. I beaten it. Have you?
No.
How does that make you feel?
Make me feel like crap, because now I feel like I'm being put on the spot about it.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah, I played maybe 2 levels of it.
Okay.
And that was basically it.
Fair enough.
I told myself I'm going to go back to it and play it. Never did.
Never did.
Yeah, but we should introduce ourselves real quick.
I mean, we should. You could just jump right into it. I'm gonna sit back and
I was just announcing the game title,
and I'm just sitting back watching the train wreck happen. Straight at a brick wall.
Oh shoot!
Hi, viewers, listeners. This is like my co-host Jabari Lewis Smith said. This is the On the Whim podcasts. I'm Paul Vella, and I've introduced Jabari, but he can do it himself.
I'm Jabari Lewis Smith,
and welcome to episode 7. Woo! So, little podcast streaming etiquette, real quick. If you're watching us on Twitch, I don't think anyone is, but
we got one person.
Probably Shadow.
Probably, yeah.
This isn't the normal streaming podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see us interact with each other and see this. But this is meant to record for our podcast via Spotify, which is available on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. So download Spotify, find On the Whim, and you'll get to listen to us from the creature comforts of your home, car, hole in the ground, warm place to cry. I mean,
warm place to cry.
I mean, wherever you listen to your podcasts. But because of that, we are not directly interacting with the stream. We have a wonderful moderating team for that. Shadow Fox, Creative Live JMJ, and Grover Win. They'll be in the chat window, popping in and out. Thanks, guys, for doing that for us. But like I said, this is meant to record the podcast, so we're not going to be interacting with the stream. So, again, Jabari put the train in full throttle and full steam ahead. We are playing Mario Odyssey today. And like I said it before, I've beaten it. I liked it. It was a return to Mario for me. I think in the previous podcast I mentioned that I skipped some Mario games in the middle there. You know, I went from Mario Sunshine, to I skipped over Galaxy and Galaxy 2, and Switch Odyssey. It made sense that the next game I would get would be Mario Odyssey. So, and we already talked about this. We're gonna start a new game. I'm gonna let you.
You want to go for it?
I can go for it.
Shoot, I think I was pretty terrible at this when I first started. Well,
I think I'm pretty terrible at most games. So, as usual, it starts off with the whole Mario jumping to the rescue against Bowser and his Sunday best. His
Nintendo graphics.
The best the Switch can come up with. You would think Peach's castle would be like covered in anti-aircraft guns. You would think there would be like royal guards and tanks as far as the eye can see, right? Or at least like a quick response team or something. Because Bowser keeps doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Mario gets knocked out by a wedding hat. So,
oh no!
You think Peach would be surrounded by like Secret Service level of, guards and stuff, right? You'd think so. No! Bowser crushed Mario's hat.
End of the legacy. Done for my wedding.
I almost understood him. What have you been up to these days, Jabari?
Me lately, I've just been crying in a warm place. Because of COVID-19. Listening to podcasts, every once in a while. So you're accurate about that.
That's gonna be a little too close to home, huh?
But shoot, yeah, I just been spending time working on various projects at home and playing games and
Nice.
talking with family and stuff like that.
I mean, that's all you really can do, right? Just
Yeah.
kind of stay at home. Eagerly await every little chance of escape and interaction with non-family members.
Dreaming about the outside.
Dreaming about the outside. Okay, we're looking
How
at
about you?
Same, not just at the warm place and crying. The nearest equivalent of that. Yesterday, I felt a certain kind of way about some stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to some Disney music. So I did. I put on. I can't do the triple jump. Why don't you triple jump? So I put some There I go. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
The little frogs with hats. Oh my gosh.
Is Mario dead?
That's what it seems like, right?
Who are you?
Is this what they're indicating? That he's dead?
I don't know. And I didn't make the connection until right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty much. So I put some Disney music on and let myself escape. The whole idea of Disneyland. If you have imagination, I'll come here and all that. And I'm like, I need to feel that in my life because COVID-19 kind of took 2020 by the horns and is wrestling us till we move.
Oh, Disney. I always hated going there with a lot of people. It's always
You're just not a people person, are you?
I'm a close circle.
You're a socially introverted person?
That, yes. But those introverts have their own circles. And you're a part of that.
No, you become part of their circle.
You exude to it.
Yeah.
Some extrovert kind of adopts you into their circle.
I've never been adopted by an extrovert. How does that feel?
Feels okay. It's like, oh, damn it. Okay, he wants to hang out. That's cool. He wants to do a podcast. Dang it. I'm like, no, this is what we need.
Listeners, Jabari just called me an extrovert. That's the meanest thing he's ever said to me.
You're more of it. Well, shoot. Going to MCCA and stuff like that. You talk to everybody. And I'm just looking at you. Look at this social butterfly. What the?
But does that have to do with more, like you said, the inner circle thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it. So to throw a cap?
With control, you can throw it like that?
Yeah, you can.
Even though this video description is.
Did you like that?
Oh, that's bad.
So I never played this in TV mode. I always played it in Jabari, why did I tell you about silencing your phone?
I forgot, Paul. I forgot. It's all these celebratory meeting.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably be part of that, but co-owning the dang studio.
There, Frog Rover got it. Let's see how to silence this thing. There you go.
Oh, free money.
Ooh.
But yeah, like you said, I'm really social when I know people and I know how to interact with them and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, even with new people and stuff like that, right?
No, not so much.
I mean, when we went to the IDGA in Las Vegas, everybody was surrounding Paul.
But is that by my choice or is that just what happened?
It's what happened because your extrovertness just gravitates. That's what an extrovert is. They gravitate social encounters with people.
I just rent about AB5. It's not my fault they were.
the whole freaking. I don't even know what the meeting was about. I thought maybe it could have been about. Maybe Paul said it was Paul's meeting, but it was, I can't. Who was the talker? Who was the speaker?
Was that the one that they talked about? What was the guy talk about? Like marketing, like how to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 of like contacting and outreaching for like publishing support.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. See, I didn't even know what the conversation was about because all you remember is I hijacked the dang
the audience. Do I go through here? Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, this conversation is nice.
Yeah.
But Paul, on the other hand, big Paul, this is the Paul we've been hearing about.
Was that it?
Well, that's what I imagine what other people were thinking. Because they hear a lot about you.
Why do they hear about me, Jabari? Tell me about
Grover. This. Grover mainly talks about you.
What does Grover say about me?
Good things, but just about how you basically single-handedly like saved the studio because of your administration works and contracting and stuff like that. If you're never part of a company like that, contracts probably still would have been made. Things would be on fire. People would have been breaking into here
again. So this is the creepiest part of the game for me. So Mario, when he throws a hat at an animal, he goes into their consciousness and controls it. So he is now a frog. He is controlling the consciousness of a frog.
That's cool.
Could you imagine how traumatizing that would be for you and the frog? Like if Mario was a normal person, which he isn't, because in this game there's humans.
Mm-hmm.
So Mario is some kind of like hybrid pygmy gerbil thing.
Is he? Wait, hold on. Is he not human?
So when you go
to a little weird human.
Well, because when you go to the city,
like
what is it, New Dime City or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
He's not. Looks like no other human there. So what the hell is he?
They could just think he's like a fat midget or something. A small person.
I ain't know like no. Cause Peach looks semi-normal.
Yeah. They just have really huge features everywhere. Yeah, I don't even know what type of.
So is Mario human or is he?
Mario is a Mario.
Mario is Mario. Mario's his own species. Mario and Luigi are just their own weird species. But yeah, when you get to the city, there's actual humans there, like normal humans.
Yeah,
like almost us, but better looking.
Oh.
So this is the creepiest part of the game for me because you can stop being the frog as soon as I forgot how to do it. Oh, I got life! Yay! If I can figure this jump out, there it is. So I gotta remember how to come out of frog mode. There it is.
Oh, there it is. There's a useful hat. Or cap. Is it Cappy that they call it in this?
Cappy, yeah. His name is Cappy.
Let's see. So Shadow's in the chat now.
Yeah.
Silence your phone. And then she agrees with me about how you have a natural aura that draws people in.
Yeah, I don't get that. What about?
It becomes so natural to you that.
What about my aura, Jabari? Tell me about my aura.
It's appealing. People want to talk to you.
Why? I don't want to.
Like,
I don't want to.
nice,
I don't want to talk to me.
Oh shoot! Well, you're in school, like maybe high school or so, or in college when you're taking classes. How do people usually react to you? Did you socialize with a lot of people?
So when I was in college, I was working. So, run faster, Mario! You pick me. I was like my master's program and my bachelor program. I went to school like I was on a mission. I am here for my degree. You know, if you want to talk to me, good luck, because my brain wasn't wired for that. Like I'm just here for work. I'm here for school work, Let me hear the dang lecture from the professor who's monotone, who talks like this, you know. And then I'm gonna go back to work.
And yet, even through all that, somehow the students
people-
there were around
People
you,
come to
sitting
me.
next
I always had a group of people around me. Yeah, that's true. People always have good memories of me for whatever reason. Maybe because I was quiet. And then you're too quiet. Then there's this guy.
I don't remember this one. Dude, you just... that's right, you beat this game already, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what to do. There was one boss in here earlier that I just like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to hit you. And I like died.
Which boss was it?
I think it's probably maybe two bosses from now. I don't know. I don't even remember.
Mario just committed murder.
Yeah, you beat his butt real quick. It was like less than, what, 30 seconds?
I don't know. To the next place. So, yeah, the
Shadow, don't bite up all your extrovert.
I'm a social introvert because I like to keep to myself. I like, you know, just playing video games by myself, and I enjoy that piece of it. So, but the thing is that I know that introverts get exhausted in social situations.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. So maybe that by my own definition, I am not an introvert. I aspire to be an introvert because it's. But I mean, to be honest, and no offense to nobody, it's hard to be social. Like I find it hard to be social. Like something, you know, like I have to talk to people, and I have to, you know, like now I feel obligated to put on a show. Like when I saw the mob of people at IGDA in Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like now I have to like talk to these people and perform. But then again, now I know that Grover like sold me up to be this like savior of indies or whatever. I don't even know.
Oh, yeah. Well, talk about you is always positive, always fun. Always, he's our business. This is women.
This is women in business, right?
Oh shoot.
So do you like just sit there and politely nod when Grover mentioned me?
I mean, I agree with what he says.
Well, I mean,
but that's just about it. But usually, I'm in the corner, either acting like I'm taking pictures or just in the
acting
corner.
like you're not taking pictures.
Sometimes, I mean, before I think I only did it 2 or 3 times. I would bring my camera and stuff like that and take pictures, and I would send.
So no one would talk to you.
Yeah, I'm busy. Don't talk to me. That's how bad it is for me.
See, that could have fooled me, Jabari, because I thought you were an extrovert.
That's a lot of people will probably say that, but that's only because I feel comfortable with those people, so I could be more loud.
More loud.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a.
But it takes me a long time to usually develop like relationships with other people and actually socialize with them.
Sweet.
Don't know.
I forgot about that.
That's cool.
You forgot about
What's his name?
Chomp Chomp.
Oh, okay.
It's a Chomp Chomp. I just used them.
I remember in Mario 64,
Mm-hmm.
I was scared of that thing. Terrified.
Because of what it does, or look
Yeah,
at his
it
mustache.
attacks you.
Look at his mustache.
It's cute. Whoa. I remember in this game you could ride a dinosaur too, right?
You will. Spoiler, Jabari.
I mean, it's been what? How many? 4 years since this game came out?
Has it? No, it hasn't been 4 years.
2016.
When the Switch came out. Yeah.
And this was one
Was
of
it
their,
a release?
I think so. I'm pretty sure this was one of their release titles.
Was it? Am I? Wow.
This video, yeah. So, if I ruin the story, which I only know 2 levels of,
It's whoever's fault, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, how did you feel that how this game compared to other Mario games you played?
to other Mario games I played. Okay, so I know this is probably this game is really based off of a 3D platformer for Mario 64, and they also made Mario Galaxy as well. But those are two games I've briefly played. Mario 64, I only played the first 2 levels in that, but I know everybody loves it. But for me, what I'm familiar in the series is Mario Brothers 3, the platformer game for that. So, what was I about to say? So this is totally different to me. This is a whole different concept. But
That's Grover.
Hi, Grover.
Grover's green today. I'm like, is that somebody actually watching us? No, just Grover.
Oh, poor Grover.
Go on. Sorry, Jabari.
But yeah. So for me, the comparison is Mario Brothers 3, the first Mario. With that, so I can't really say, oh, this is better than 64 or this is better than Galaxy. It's a different gaming experience for me.
Got it.
And yeah, it's cool. Like all the colors and stuff like that. It's freaking
It's
amazing.
very pretty.
Yeah. And for the Nintendo Switch, which doesn't have the what do you call it? Not the game engine. What do you call it? Graphics. There we go. That's where compared to like PlayStation and all of that. I mean, look at all the details into this game. It just makes it look fantastic. And of course, the music is a big thing to it. But how do you feel about how this compares to other?
See, like I said, the last Mario game was Sunshine, right? So I don't really have the nostalgia glasses of anything. It's arguably better. Like, this is so much better. Because, like I briefly mentioned already. You like that, huh? No. Because I didn't play Galaxy for that reason. Because I played Sunshine and it was awful. Do they just keep infinitely respawning?
So you and Grover hated Sunshine?
I didn't like it.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't what I thought it would be. Well, mostly because of the platforming sections, maybe. Like, when you lose your flood guy and it becomes like every other Mario game, maybe I wasn't ready for it at my tender age of 12 or whatever it was. Maybe I'm just making excuses now, but who knows. Another Chomp Chomp.
There's some people that said that Mario Sunshine is the best one. And then there's people who say the opposite, quite the opposite.
Listeners, I just gave Jabari a look. It looks to kill.
It looks to kill. Oh yeah. Right
But this is one of my favorite parts of this game right here. So listeners, Super Mario Odyssey is a 3D game, right? But then it becomes a 2D game. And I am playing like Mario back in the day.
Yes. Seems more like Donkey Kong. Or at least if
Okay, I messed that up.
Oh no! Oh, maybe you can still say it. Yas!
See, I do the Mario.
Shoot, I haven't played a lot of Mario games.
I don't get that one.
The reason for me not playing Mario games is because I suck at platformers, and I don't play enough to even try to learn how to play them. I just kind of avoid them completely. No,
But you did Crash Bandicoot.
Crash, yeah, back in the day, and I still avoid it. Games like that. I don't know. That's more of a nostalgia.
The Crash Bandicoot is?
Yeah,
Fair
that's
enough.
more, yeah. So even though I suck at it, I'll play it every once in a while.
So now that we've mentioned nostalgia a couple times, there's no coincidence while we're doing that. What are your effects? What do you think are the effects of nostalgia on gaming?
So there's good things and there's bad things when it comes to nostalgia for like a gamer and stuff like that. Good things is that you have good memories about this game. You had if you have nostalgia, that indicates that you had
a certain kind of way about it.
yeah, and that game has influenced you in a good way, and they
The epitome of a Karen.
Yes!
A Karen's final form.
Oh no!
It's a blue
You got
hair.
the hair going.
Yep. That's a Karen.
Oh my god! Is this the boss that I could?
I hope not. You made it to level 2, so you can do this one.
So, or maybe I just had a hard time. What? You can just take it over? No, I can't
Right in the
remember
face.
anything in this game. What was that? So there's a lot of good things with nostalgia, but the bad things is that gamers will.
Poor Chain Chomp. I will rescue you.
Nice gold color, I like that. Oh my gosh.
Karen!
Karen! Oh! Nasty. Right in the face.
Right in the face. No!
Oh!
Not Karen.
No. Okay, I said that.
That's a Karen.
That is Karen. Where's your manager? Where's your manager?
That's when the cops show up.
Right.
They remove them from the premises. What are you gonna do? Arrest me? Oh, okay. Start resisting.
Entitled Karens. Shit. What was I saying?
So nostalgia's effect on gamers.
A lot of good things, and then there's the bad, where people, they don't want change in a video game. So if another series or another installment of like a Mario game comes out, what they expect is
The same
previous one,
right.
yeah. And when things are added that are different, they're like, no, this is terrible. This is terrible. I can't do this. Why did it?
I'll never
change
play
that?
another Nintendo game again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that becomes a real problem because nobody wants to accept change.
Change is hard.
Oh, yeah, change is hard to accept.
I mean, we're living that right now.
Yeah, and people can't accept it.
Nope.
The protesters out there can't go to the beach.
Reopen the government.
Yeah.
Government came and took my freedom.
Took my germ.
They took my
germ.
Corona took my germ.
I think I saw a meme about that. I'm just dying, really. Shoot, how do you feel? Nostalgia is.
You want for the next one, or
yeah. Okay.
So my feelings on nostalgia is like I mentioned Disney right earlier, and wanting to go back and playing a Disney Disney music and and feeling that nostalgia like the first time you arrive at Disneyland, you want to relive that, you want to escape from it, Nostalgia, you bring back the wonderful warm feelings of being 9 again and seeing the Magic Castle, like, holy mackerel, all this stuff is true and real. No, it isn't. Because as soon as you leave, you're back to reality, right? And video games work the same way, right? You live this experience, right? It's an escape, right?
Yes.
And we'll talk more about that escaping in the next session of the next topic.
Yeah.
So a little sneak preview for you listeners. Wink at camera. Ooh, a captain's hat. Jabari is a captain.
Titanic.
Well, I mean, the last time we had a Kickstarter campaign, Grover said it was like the Captain of Titanic, rearranging deck chairs. Anyway, so video games is you always want to go back to that first feeling when you're first playing a certain kind of game, right? So I always want to go back to experience, the first feeling as playing, Mario and actual interfacing with the controller, and A means jump and B means that, right?
Yeah.
You want to relive that. You want to relive the story of, play Mass Effect, Commander Shepard and rescuing the outer space and, getting with all the hotties, right? So I mean, it depends what you want out of games, but then you're always chasing that. It's like crack. You know, you gotta get my gaming hit, man. You know. But then, like you said, equally as well, right? That gamers, they know what they want, and even if we don't know what we want, you know, the company might say, "Well, we know what you want, and you want this. We're gonna change it." No, you son of a. We want this, right? And the way to counteract that is by speaking with your wallet, right? So, for example, we're on Nintendo, we're playing Mario. Now, the biggest nostalgia trip I can ever have is Pokemon. You'll never forget playing Pokemon, right? I was 8 when Pokemon came out. You know, kids WB every day at 3 o'clock, 3:30. It's Pokemon time. Pokemon time. And I had to work out a deal with my mom where I can watch Pokemon and then do my homework. And that was like an act of Congress within itself.
Oh gosh.
So I remember getting Pokemon Yellow. It was my first Game Boy Color game. It was a Game Boy Color. And you like that, huh?
Oh, and this is good for lefties and righties. It's cool. But go on, sorry.
So you're in the desert, but it's cold. It's global warming.
Global warming.
Confirmed. Global warming confirmed.
Oh, it's
The
not
cold.
enemy.
No, he wants you to talk to him.
Oh. Oh, he wants my help and my
So cold.
get him in the
Everything
face.
just froze. All of us sudden. I'm a horrible voice actor. Never hire me. So, stop throwing things at the villagers. They're cold. Things hurt more when you get hit by them when it's cold.
That is true. Oh.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Pixar movie, Coco. The horse.
Oh, yeah.
Now looking back on it, right? So, anyways, talking about nostalgia, talking about, I lost my train of thought. Jabari, help me. Is Grover going to help me out with the train of thought? The secret of levels were the worst part of Sunshine. I agree, Grover. It took away Flood, your machine, the water sport and everything. I hated those levels. Anyways, so nostalgia, right?
He lost his train.
I lost it.
I know, sorry.
It's gone. Like, that train is done so.
Shoot, what was I saying about that?
Wow. That was epic. Oh, yeah, Coco. That's yeah, look through it.
What's that? Is that attack?
I won't attack you. Told you. That's your current objective. I'm gonna go back and rewatch this or re-listen to it. I'll be like, why did I lose my train of thought?
Yeah, it's all gonna come flooding back.
Yeah. So,
so what are some? So Pokemon is
Pokemon. Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you, dear. My head. So, fast forward Pokemon. You're never gonna forget Pokemon, right? You caught Pikachu for the first time. You're like, yes, I'm Ash Ketchum, right? Fast forward to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Fast forward to the whole Pokemon being omitted from the Pokedex. And now you have two factions within Pokemon. You got one faction that says, yeah, you go, yes.
Or is it good only in this kingdom?
Yeah. It's a local currency. So you have two factions, right? People are like, I'm not gonna play it. I want my Pokemon. And then the other faction is, good job, Jabari.
Wow. What's going on? Okay.
You need to land somewhere eventually. There you go.
So Pokemon 2 factions.
No, I'm just watching you fail. So one faction's like, suck it up. The Pokedex wasn't a really big deal. And they were like, I want my Pokemans, right? And I get it because some people have had some Pokemon since 3rd generation on the Game Boy Advance, since Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And those Pokemon, be 5 3 kilobytes of data, if that. They have that history with them. You know, you remember whatever you're going through at that time, or maybe whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then you have people who are like, well, suck it up, get over it. But the response to that is, if you feel a certain kind of way about it, why don't you talk with your wallet? I didn't buy Pokemon Sword and Shield. I didn't want to play. There's no national decks. You want all 800 Pokemon? Mm-hmm. I don't even know all 800 Pokemon.
What a nerd to play.
You calling me a nerd for not knowing the 800 Pokemon?
No, I thought you said you do.
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Nowhere near the 150 that I probably had memorized at one point.
Yeah, I remember when I was little, the Pokedex, playing it, watching the movies, the Pokedex was really important.
Completing it was a mission.
Yeah. And it was something that you buy as a toy as well. And I used to have my own, and I thought it would tell me real information. I was like, oh wow, this is useful. I can use this.
I can use this while playing real Pokemon.
But no.
I'm Brock from Pokemon.
But
you will need to jump on the turret and the hydrants.
Gotcha. But yeah, that Pokedex to me, if they, like, I don't think I played anything after that. Or no, I played a Sun. No, what do you call it? Yeah, Sun and Moon, I think.
So Ultra Sun and whatever it's called, Hyper Moon, or
no, sorry, Black and White. That's
Black and White. Okay.
Yeah,
those were good too. I like those.
You like those?
Yeah.
Did they have the Pokedex in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pokemon Sword and Shield were the first ones not to have the whole Pokedex in there. Like some Pokemon were omitted from it.
Oh, I remember you guys were talking about that earlier and how you guys were refusing to buy it.
Me and Grover refused to buy it, yeah. And then Matt was the guy that's like, suck it up, deal with it. Yeah. Which is his usual answer for most things, you know. I can't really argue. You gotta go in the pipe. In the pipe, Jabari. Gotta go back to your plumber roots. How did a plumber become the hero of the Mushroom Kingdom? I'm telling you, the Mushroom Kingdom needs to hire better security. Forget nostalgia, let's talk about that. The lack of competency from the Mushroom Kingdom hiring staff.
They have a whole kingdom of toads. And
the most useless.
I think that's the reason why. Oh.
Well, good thing you got a shield. Yeah, okay. I wasn't ready for you to do that. Party foul.
I wasn't ready either.
Just jump at the end there, Jabari. Good job.
I like this more. Okay. There's something over here. There's stuff over here. Wow. I like games where you just kind of explore.
Open world-ish.
Yeah.
So you gotta. I think I gotta hijack one of the thingies. The bullet bills. So there's the 2 trains on thoughts, right? You know, suck it up, get over Pokemon. You don't have to play. Well, how old are you now? 13. You know, you're not 8 anymore. It's not meant for you. You know, Jabari, you can just jump away from it without. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, okay. I was trying to figure it out.
You're gonna moon.
Whoa.
It's not moons no more. It's stars. Right? It's moons now, not stars.
Yeah.
I said it backwards the first time. My bad.
No. Why is that?
I don't know. Yeah. Did you jump on the little mound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see now. How do I get that? Uh-oh.
So I mean, I kind of want to go back to Pokemon, but at the same time, I feel like Pokemon's outgrown me. Like it's not meant for me no more. And the counter argument to that is, you know, what does it matter? You can play whatever you want to play. And I agree with that. I respect that. But I don't feel like Pokemon's for me anymore. It's not. I'm not gonna feel the same way about it. And is there any games like that for you, Jabari? Like after they implement a change, you're like, yeah, this isn't for me, dog. That's a no from me, dog.
You know, I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any games that I feel like that about. But I don't know. I think it's because when I play games, I don't really get so deep into it. that if they make a certain change that it's going to make me mad or anything like that. The game that I probably have the deepest feelings for is The Legend of Zelda.
Right.
And even with that, there's so many things that I don't know about it. And because of that, when I do play like a new one and there's like certain changes to it, for me, I just kind of accept it. I'm like, oh, that's different. Okay, that's cool. I'll work with that. Or there might be some stuff that I don't really like. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I don't really like that, but next time we'll see what happens.
So like, what was that example of that?
Let's see. So for Breath of the Wild, the thing that I didn't really like was that my weapons break.
Yeah.
I hate that. But it was like, okay, maybe next time or a different version of it, they'll not have that. You can just get the regular sword and that. But it did add like a. Is that the end of the game?
End of the game. Yeah, you beat the game.
Yeah.
You beat Bowser. Congratulations.
Leave me alone.
You will have your 2.5 toadlets with Princess Toadstool. Long live the monarchy. Long live the despot.
Alright, Paul, you didn't have to make me feel like an asshole.
Like, I have another example for a game that I may or may not go back to. I will not probably go back to Assassin's Creed.
What happened there?
Because they made it into what I can only describe as...
What the hell? Did I tell you I was bad at platformer games?
Yes, you may have mentioned it, December 2. So Assassin's Creed was always the pseudo-historical, change history, Forrest Gump-ish, right? I'm waiting for this. I'm going to wait for the fail. Listeners, I'm going to wait for the fail. It's going to be great. Jump over the fire. Okay, you did that. Good. Gonna do it again on the right here, Jabari. Yep. Mm-hmm. At least you didn't twirl off like the last one. They're free.
Am I going down?
Free falling.
Is that? Oh.
Yeah, that's another one. So they made Assassin's Creed from a free-roaming, insta-kill, with a hidden blade, to like almost a Dark Souls play, where you have a shield and you have to roll out of the way of attacks, and there's no instant kill even if you sneak up on people. And it was just like, I don't want to play this. It doesn't even look appealing. And they even tried bringing back something from the previous game with ship combat. Ship combat. Yeah, I didn't say that word you said. Ship combat.
I said.
So in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. There was ship-to-ship, pirate ships. Remember that?
Right. I never played
straight up badassery, right?
Uh-huh.
So to bring back the glory days, they brought that back. They brought back ships in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, coincidentally.
Paul, no way. At least yours is not screaming.
Assassin's Creed. I don't even know who the number is. They try to bring back the back in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and and I'm like, I even told the person at E3, you're just rehashing this from Black Flag, trying to bring back the glory, huh? And they're like, it does seem that way, doesn't it? And I'm like, okay, whatever. You're not here for your knowledge.
Yeah, they usually do work for hire.
Yeah, they usually do for hire, yeah. So
okay. Oh. I thought it can go to. No, okay. Okay, so they brought back something that you liked, right?
Yeah.
And going back to nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right? When you saw that, were you mad that they brought that back? Like, oh, that's not different.
I know what you're trying to do.
I know
It's like when Carl's Jr. tries to sell burgers with like scantily clad girls as their,
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean. You can. So the sunglasses like create this like alternate plane of dimension that you can walk over.
I didn't even think of that. Okay.
So how did they think of that? Probably they were high. So Carl Jr. tries to sell me a burger. I'm like, dude, sell me a burger because it tastes good. Don't sell me it because you're trying to trick my brain into wanting, which obviously works, or they wouldn't do it.
Yes, exactly.
So in my head, I'm like, I see what you're trying to do. Assassin's Creed is not going to work on me.
Ah, okay, I see. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So if you see, like, for example, in a marketing plan, if you see how they're marketing, then you don't really like take into it. Like, you feel like, oh, I don't want to fall for that trick kind of ordeal.
It's like looking behind the curtain, right? Once you figure out how it works, do you really want to, like, you Disneyland, right? When I was a kid, I watched how the magic is made on History Channel, Discovery Channel, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And you watch how Disney makes everything, like to make the behind the scenes stuff. It changes you, right? Mm-hmm. Now that you've seen behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz is, a little guy behind a curtain, right? Mm-hmm. Just behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
It takes away that magic, right? I mean, marketing's kind of that way, I guess, in that regard. Once you figure out the strategies of things, you're like, you're trying to do that to me, you're trying to do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once they figure it out, it doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work. Yeah. You got it now?
Yeah. That's good.
How to jump on it now?
Oh, you meant that? I thought you meant you're trying to.
That too.
Like, yeah.
How about you, Jabari? Any times you've like, oh yeah, that's not gonna work on me. Anytime nostalgia, you're trying to trigger my nostalgia, it's not gonna work. No means no.
Let's see. I was thinking totally different example. Like, how since the COVID-19, all these commercials are coming out. Like a Burger King. Mm-hmm. We really care about our employees. We're doing great things. Mm-hmm. Buy our burgers.
Buy our burgers.
I see that when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, oh, that's some bull crap. But that's what businesses are trying to follow, because everybody else is doing that, right? And it puts a good light on them.
You got it.
That's stuff.
So, the evil and goodness of. So you figured it out, huh?
No.
I was trying to figure out how you're standing on that, but I'm realizing. How are you standing on that? Oh, because the guy is tripping over there. Right? Is that how?
Oh, he showed me the way.
Oh.
He showed me the way.
He showed you the way.
Yes.
Yes.
And now.
Oh, hell, Ubuntu.
And now, since I saw the way, I didn't really look all around the surroundings, and now I'm kind of stuck here. I know this is a straight line back.
Maybe. Ken Jabari cannot keep straight line. Okay, so now that we've beaten nostalgia into the ground, let's rehash a couple questions from last week that we didn't really have a chance to address in the last 10 minutes of our cast.
Oh wow, we're already at that point.
Yeah. So, Neil asked us last week, craziest you or someone you know has done. Now I have a story for that now. Do you have
craziest what?
Thing that you've done or that someone else has done? Because I can tell my drag racing story if... Have you heard my drag racing story?
I don't think so.
Oh, come on now. So...
Story time.
Story time. Why does everyone do that to me?
You have great stories, Paul.
I do have stories. So one time I was driving down this, I turned right onto this wide 2-lane road, right? One road goes north, one road goes south, right? Normal road. But it's wide enough for 2 cars. So it's a giant lane. It's in Redlands. It's Orange Street on the way to Highland.
Oh, okay, that one. Yes.
But for listeners who don't know what that is, that's what it is. Okay. So, you found one.
It's the easiest place. I'm looking far and wide for it.
It's right in front of you.
Yeah.
The snake might bit you. So as I turn right, this like little Honda Civic, souped up, had a muffler, you know, makes it vroom, vroom, right? But it, you know, something like that, going full throttle. So I got on this road, and I start speeding up, and I'm driving my Dodge Durango, which is a V8 5.2. It's got a big engine, it can go fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It ain't just no soccer mommy car, which it probably is, but you know. To the pyramid!
Yeah.
Which the listeners and viewers will not be watching. Oh, inverted pyramid, there you go. So, we turning right, and this guy is like right on my right, and he's like vroom, vroom, and I'm like, with my passenger, it was John, and I'm like, hey John, want to do something stupid? He's like, why the hell not? So, I floor it, the Durango roars, right? I go from like going like putt-putt, 15 miles, 20 miles an hour to like 50, 60, 70, you know, you feel you're going back in the seat. I'm like, I beat this guy, right? Little Honda Civic can't keep up. But there he is. Like you can hear the engine's gonna like redline, right? And if this street goes from being wide to narrow. So as we're approaching it, I was like, I'm looking at this guy, I look at John, look at this guy, and I'm like, if we don't slow down, this guy is gonna careen off into, when the road ends, you know, when the lane's narrow, it's gonna careen off into the wash, and then it's a recovery mission.
Crap.
So I'm like, I gotta beat this guy, so I speed up, and then his car goes, and I'm like, I can't kill a guy. I cannot be part of vehicular manslaughter. So I let off the gas, which immediately the Durango goes, you know, essentially reverse thrust, right? And then the little Civic goes on ahead. See, it's a real car.
It is, and a real person, right?
Yeah. I'm telling you, Mario is not human.
He's not human. He's a deformed.
Pick me.
He's an abomination.
Oh no. So that's the craziest thing I've ever done. I drag race somebody.
Drag race somebody. Durango versus
a Honda Civic.
Ricer.
What is this? So what about you, Jabari? Any crazy stories?
That's something I wish I should have known about before. I probably would have.
I mean, we can revisit Neil's questions.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not going to go away. So when you want to, ground pound. Backwards, Jabari. Frontward. There it is. Who's a good lad? And then let's prime the pump for next time we field informed questions. What are the kind of questions Grover Whim asked us? What are the kind of questions we want them to ask us if they haven't yet? What kind of questions?
What kind of questions? Shoot. Ask me Legend of Zelda questions. I'll tell you how much, it will show you how much I don't know about it and how much I do know about it. How much I love the series and how much of an idiot I am when it comes to it.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Alright. For me, I just enjoy the questions we're being asked. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to any particular question. I'm not like anti any particular question. I'm just excited that it's, you know, they're asking us questions and want to know more about us. You know, even our friends in theory don't really know us that well if they're asking us these questions, or they do know us that well. You're not gonna make it, Jabari.
Oh my god! I didn't know I had a time limit.
No, what? You almost made it.
I didn't know it was doing. I was just button smashing.
So
now I know.
Anything for the listeners and viewers before we close out the shop?
It's that time again.
Yeah, it's coming up on that time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you for listening. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you for listening. I'm always excited to do this show with you. Like, I'm glad you brought this up. I was just like, yes, do it, anything, any content, and I've been having fun and stuff like that.
Good, I'm glad you
enjoy
having fun.
everybody's questions that they do submit. A lot of times I can't answer at the moment.
Right.
It's one of those things where you know, you probably have a whole bunch of stories, but once that question pops up, it's just all of a sudden it's like, what's English? How do I English now? How do I think? What
Talking
is
to an
that?
attractive person, you know, you're gonna just all the words just.
Shoot. Yeah,
I mean,
feel
that's
like
basically my English in a nutshell. Is like, how do I English?
I did not jump.
No, you did not.
And I feel like how I usually feel in Japan, where it's like delay. What was I saying about Japan? No. Or okay, so like I'm getting too distracted.
There you are.
In Japan,
Go, Jabari,
when
jump,
I'm
go,
trying
go,
I just went with what you told me to do. He said jump. I didn't even give it a second thought of that hole must
Jump where, Jabari? Jump where?
I just jumped and let go. But yeah, in Japan, what happened is that, you know, I'm there to learn Japanese, speaking Japanese, and all of a sudden, a Japanese girl comes up to me, and I'm just like, what's Japanese 101? What is konnichiwa?
¿Cómo allez-vous? I mean, hola, ¿cómo estás? No! That's all I got. No, I mean, just. ¿Cómo allez-vous?
Wait, what does that mean? I thought you were talking about...
¿Cómo allez-vous?
Yeah.
Allez-vous is how are you? Like, how are you?
Oh, okay. I thought you were indicating that, now you start speaking different languages.
Yeah. In my brain, like, it's the mind shuffle from Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, Spanish brain, English brain, Spanish brain, English brain. Yeah, it's gonna... And then throw some French in there for added measure. So, listeners, thank you for listening to our jumbled mess of a podcast. Incoherent. I really do hope people who do listen to us enjoy it, and we bring them some comfort during this time, right? We're like on the cusp of reopening. We're like on the cusp of reopening, and that's a mess within itself. Mm-hmm. And you know, hopefully every Tuesday, you hear our lovely voices come out, and it brings you some just knowing that there's others going through it too, and we're going through it too, guys. This experiencing the new normal with you guys. Mm-hmm. So this has been the On the Whim podcast, episode 7.
This is Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Shout out to my mom. I know she's not the biggest fan of my video game endeavors, but she's. You should have gone to that one down there.
Oh, could have?
Yeah. You can still do that. Adventure time.
Adventure time.
So just jump. Nope. Oh no! It just makes Goombas. Never mind then. Carry on. So, listeners, viewers, thanks for tuning in. We will end on Jabari's failure, as we do every podcast recording session. Again, thanks to Grover, Shadow, and Creative Life JMJ. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for moderating, and that concludes our podcast. So, you guys have a good one. Be safe. Wash your hands. Don't drink bleach. And you guys keep it nerdy. See you next time.